Either way, when you begin your first full season at the Cup level with a win in the Daytona 500, expectations can be a bit high. Well, Austin Cindric carried that momentum into a solid playoff run last season, but this year there's been more downs than ups. And I caught up with the driver of the 2 car for Team Penske to find out how close they are to turning things around and what the win in the Great American Race meant to him and his team.
Tumultuous finish to this Daytona 500 in which Austin Cindric is the champion.
The Daytona 500! Holy crap! Yes!
When you win the Daytona 500 in your rookie season, how does that shift expectations for you?
There's very few races that you can win, and a year and a half later you're still talking about. The Daytona 500 is definitely one of those.
If you win the Daytona 500 forever, you're a Daytona 500 champion.
Last year it gave us the opportunity to be patient or aggressive depending on the day. That's the luxury of winning the first race of the year, locking yourself in the playoffs. You don't have that if you don't win the first race or a race early on in the season. You know, you get caught up in some wrecks and you're down in the points and it just compounds really quickly. It's been different for sure.
Your Daytona 500 winning car is now on display in the Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you?
Anyone can go visit the Hall of Fame now and see my race car at the front of Glory Road, which is really cool. I think it's great for the sport that we have an next-gen car in there. Really proud that it's mine and represents that achievement.
When you look at it, do you kind of be like, this is awesome, but man, I won in that car. I wish I could have it back.
It's Roger's car. It's 100% Roger's car. Car that won the Daytona 500 on his birthday. I think that one's his.
We got so many people to thank. First and foremost, Roger Penske. Happy birthday. Oh my gosh.
How do you evaluate where you guys are as a team right now?
Gosh. The last month has been so incredibly frustrating. I know what I'm capable of. I know what our team's capable of. I know it's also what's expected of us. And we have had everything thrown at us.
Driver 2, bit of a rough start in his sophomore season.
You have to trust the process. You have to trust what's gotten you here because it can eat you up. You remove 1 or 2 problems from your race, and all of a sudden, you know, really things start to open up. The finishes will come with that mentality, but month of April, done. I'm over it.
As the leader of the team, how important is it for you to kind of lift the team up and know that things can change in an instant?
I've always been a very honest and factual person. I feel like I am the same person outside of the car as I am inside the car. That adds a level of consistency that our team can rely on. They know the feedback coming from me is honest and not amplified by emotions. When you're having a tough day, one moment you can win the race and lock yourself in for the postseasons. How do you look back at those moments and say, okay, we had the pieces. What else do we need to finish this puzzle? Because those moments change your year.
Joey Logano dominates Atlanta.
Joey's the only Ford with a win. What do you guys need as a whole to catch up to Chevy and the Toyota?
I think now more than ever with the next-gen car, execution comes at a premium, consistency comes at a premium, and the guys that are doing that well are really benefiting from it. Pretty early on in the year, we were able to identify some strengths and weaknesses with our package and, you know, what do we have to do to offset what we learned last year. Kansas is always a great gauge for the speed in your equipment, the speed in what you have and where your strengths lie, because it is just such a straight-up mile-and-a-half racetrack. Anyone driving a blue oval, we want to up that win column for sure.
So Cindric has those couple top 10s, and like you mentioned, a lot of days he'd like to forget as well. But what have you seen out of the 2 teams?
Yeah, I think last year when he did get that win, I heard him say it, that it let them race a little different, right? They didn't have a lot of pressure. They could take chances, and then they could, like I said, be conservative when they needed to be. This year, you know, when you have a couple of hiccups and you find yourself down like that, it makes you press a little harder, maybe make some more mistakes. I don't know that that's what's been happening with them, but it looked like that win really freed them up last year to have a successful 2022. I think they just need a couple of good races and to get a little more momentum back.
Well, what I know is the name Austin in April isn't good. I mean, these stats show it. It's not been a great sophomore season for Austin Cindric, but hopefully both Austins in the Cup level change it here in May.
So you could speak uniquely to this because you've been in that scenario. When you start a season with a win in the Daytona 500, how does that affect things for you going forward?
It's pretty free-flowing with now the way the points work. If you get a win and you're in, you can kind of try things, be a little out there on your setups and trying to get ready for the playoffs and then lock in when it matters. But for Austin and his guys right now, they're just trying to find something that they can key off of to get a baseline and get going in the right direction.
Does that put a different level of kind of expectations on you when everybody's talking Daytona 500 winner, and then we go into that second year and people are like, well, where's Austin Cindric? Why isn't he winning?
Well, I think sophomore seasons are hard in the Cup level. If you look throughout history, sophomore seasons are tough. You're just getting into that experience. You feel pretty good off your rookie season, and you got to go out there and do it again.
Yep.
It's a growing pain. I feel like Austin's a great driver. He's in a good organization at Penske, and they'll get things going in the right direction.
Hey, race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.